Hey folks, so here's the deal. Turning messy product feedback like this here into clean, structured insights I can actually work with can sometimes take hours of mindless busy work. So today I'm going to show you how I use Miro Flows, Miro's new AI workflow automations directly on the canvas to instantly turn unstructured feedback like this here into clean, structured insights I can actually work with just one click. Hi, my name is Damir. I'm a product leader at Miro, and in this series we'll be sharing our best practices and favorite real-world use cases of how we use Miro's AI platform internally so you can get the most out of it. So let's build a flow from scratch that synthesizes feedback for us. So over here, I already prepared a little bit of customer feedback that probably you have seen in some way, shape, or form like this before, right? Feedback can come in many forms, right? You can sometimes just throw some stickies on a board about top of mind feedback you've been getting from customers. You can get feedback requests from customers where they might want certain features. It can be a user interview transcript. It can even be just like a shared Google Doc from your UXR team about insights they have. Or to be very honest, it can also just be like a screenshot from Slack where, you just copy paste the customer escalation and throw it on your Miro board. So while we often would like feedback to be a bit more structured, it's usually quite messy and we need to make sense of it. So let me show you how I build a workflow with Miro Flows that does this all for me. So now in Miro, when you click on a frame or any other artifact like a doc or a table, it doesn't really matter, you will now see this little connect on the top hand right corner. So if I drag out from here and release it on the canvas, it will ask me what would I like to create now, right? I can create a prototype, a diagram, a table, slides, even a video, images. But in this case, I would like to create a table. So when I click on table right now, it has generated a table, but the cool thing about this table is it is somehow connected to this upstream frame, right? So there's some sort of logical connection happening here. And now when I go to this table here, there's a new prompt field on top that asks me to write a prompt, to generate something here. So let me copy paste a prompt that I've prepared and walk you quickly through it. So what am I asking in this prompt now here? Basically, I'm giving this prompt a little intro telling it, hey, you'll be giving a variety of feedback sources. It can be structured feedback, meeting transcripts, sticky notes, screenshots. Pretty much any type of feedback might be thrown at you, and you have two tasks. The first task is identify similar or identical feedback across all the feedback I'll be sharing with you, right? Help me identify pattern, help me understand where certain feedbacks come more regularly. And then take this and turn it into a structured, clean table, right? With a feedback name, a problem, a potential solution, a theme. And if certain feedbacks came more frequently, and give me a frequency counter just to have some quantitative data that I can also work with. So if I now hit the run button, what is happening in the background is that actually now we're executing a workflow that is taking all the structured data, passing it to our LLM and processing it. Now, the cool thing about this is we wouldn't be Miro if we wouldn't visually understand what's going on. So not only are we passing the textual information here, we're actually visually processing the context. So it will actually understand that the top of mind feedback are these 5 stickies here, right? And that the feedback requests are in this corner and the user interview excerpts are below. So we can visually make sense of the canvas and use that additional context to structure this information. So after a few seconds, maybe a few minutes, this flow has executed. And it has already created a first table for me. Now let's take a look at this, right? Pretty cool. It's already telling me, okay, seemingly there's an issue with generic workout reminders. There's some issues with manual meal tracking. But I can already see there's some thematic groups it has identified. So let's group this by themes. And I can already see, okay, seemingly there's something around personalization and context going on, usability and navigation, some issues, data quality and tracking, user engagement, whatsoever. But pretty neat, right? I went from something pretty messy that, just on looking at it, I couldn't really make sense of it, to pretty well structured data on the canvas. Now, the cool thing about flows is, and this is really where you start really building powerful automations, is you can connect many inputs to this, right? So if I want to rerun this flow, but this time I would like to take my UXR report into account and also all these screenshots I mentioned before from Slack, just to get those custom escalations also surfaced into my flow. So I can take this thing, drop it in here, connect it, and hit the run button. And it will now take all this context and regenerate this table with all this additional information it has now, right? So you can already see how you can create really powerful automations where you can, whenever you have new customer feedback, just drop it unstructured into your frames and rerun that flow and get a well-structured output that you can actually use. All right, and the flow has completed. And you can already see that some changes have happened, right? We see certain frequency counters have increased, additional feedbacks have been added to this table. This is just one out of many ways how I like to use flows, but synthesizing messy unstructured data into structured data is a really, really powerful one. And going forward, we'll be sharing a lot more use cases with you, how you can use flows to make your life much, much easier, your day-to-day work life, and how to turn things that would take hours into literal second jobs, right? All of these things we're showing you will be published into our Flows template library, so you can get going from 0 to 1 with these templates. And we can't wait to see how you use Flows, and we're very, very curious to get your feedback. Thank you very much.